What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nasty Nate. We just hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube the other day. I cannot thank you guys enough. The Suburban is coming along very nicely. We've got a lot of things planned. I don't have anything cool in this video for the 10,000 subs, but I've got some really good ideas with this Suburban swap and the single cab coming up very soon. So make sure you stay tuned to those upcoming videos and hope you enjoy this. Guys, check this absolute carnage out right here. Holes in the transfer case. The pump was absolutely blown to pieces. Stay tuned to this video. We got a ton of updates on the Suburban for you guys, and then we'll get into this transfer case, what happened and how we fixed it. Today we're giving an update on the Suburban in the garage here. Also, I'll give a small update on the single cab. Still needs a turbo. Got some weird whistling noise on the way back from Daytona truck meet. If you want to check out that video, go down below. This thing has been sitting since Daytona truck meet, so just about 2 months, and I actually bought a Honda Pilot to kind of replace it as a daily driver. So anyway, getting on to the Suburban, I know everyone's been asking me and messaging me and contacting me about the Suburban build. There's been a lot going on this thing, and I wanted to let you guys know that this is kind of like a YouTube thing that happens to the best of us. I have not been motivated to work on this project lately, just have a ton of stuff going on, and basically it's been kind of put on the back burner until recently. I've been getting a lot of motivation on this thing because I have realized that I am a lot closer to being done than I thought. So anyway, let's start with some updates. The core support is ready to go. So the only thing you need to do on the core support is change out the AC condenser, which is this piece here. Looks like a giant radiator, but the AC lines hook up to it, obviously. The Suburban condenser is a lot bigger than the truck condenser because there is front and rear HVAC. So this slides right into place, literally these two bolts right here, and then we use the truck core support with everything on it, including the trans, cooler, radiator, and intercooler. All that's ready to go in the Suburban. I'm waiting to put the power steering pump on and the fan on before I put the core support in. That should be tonight. Moving forward here, it kind of looks crazy, but all the wiring is laid in place. Everything is laid in place here. I've got to put the EGR and intake system back together or get a Y-bridge kit. Have not decided that yet. I'm probably going to slap the intake stuff back on just because I have it handy, ready to go. So I'll just get this thing running before I do any upgrades like that, but I will do an EGR plate if I do anything. Got the fuel filter on. This is something I took off while we were putting the motor in just because it's kind of in the way. It's kind of off to the side and in the way when you're putting the motor in. So the AC, whatever this is called with the air conditioning unit, the AC line would come out and hit this, and there actually are two AC lines that go to the factory Suburban compressor, which is way down here. The LBZ compressor is up here, so that has to be changed a little bit. There is a guy that I'm working with in California, thanks to Eric Sanders from Instagram for getting me in touch with him, but he makes those lines so you can just buy them and he'll ship them right to your house and they'll bolt right in. All right, guys, the big question of the whole Duramax Suburban swap. Let's get into a little part of it right now. Basically, the wiring, it's simple, but it's not. It's kind of plug and play, but it's not like you just plug everything in and it works. So there is some things that you have to change, and we're not going to talk about that in this video. There's a lot of controversy about the wiring online, and I don't know what I'm going to do showing how I'm going to show that without bringing all the controversy and drama into this build. So basically, long story short, there's a lot of people that don't want this to be known because they don't want other people doing it because that's how they make money. And then there's other people that, you know, have offered to help me along the way, and they've said they don't want their secrets going on my channel. So basically, it's kind of a weird in-between thing, so I'm gonna wait to do the wiring video. If I do that, it's gonna be an in-depth wiring video, exactly how to do everything on this thing. But honestly, there's a ton of stuff online. You can go online and research all that. There's forums and PDFs of a lot of people doing this, and it's really not that hard to do if you have any wiring experience. Just recently, we put the transfer case in. We did that last night, along with the cross member that holds the transmission and transfer case up. So all you have to do for that is literally drill holes 1 inch further back on the frame and bolt in your Duramax cross member, which holds the trans in place. Super simple for that. Transfer case I got rebuilt by a local guy, so shout out to him. He hooked me up with some used parts, some really good brand new parts. The pump rub kit is brand new, and then the rear tail housing. So coming right around to the interior of the Suburban, we got most of it put back together. The OBD2 port gets a few wires that run to the engine bay. The Duramax cluster is in, that gets a few wires that run to the engine bay. The Duramax shifter is in. Still have to wire in the shifter, tap shift, and tow haul. I haven't completely figured that out yet, but that is soon to come. And then I have the LBZ gas pedal in. That bolts right in and plugs in under the dash. And I believe that's it. I need to run the shift linkage cable that goes from the shifter, that you can see is very loose here, and I'll show you why. If we come down here and look at this, the shift linkage is right here, and the adjuster is not hooked up, and the shift linkage is not hooked up on the trans, because the Suburban shift linkage is longer. I believe it's longer, and it doesn't work. So I either need to run the secondary cable or run the whole cable from the shifter, which I will do very soon because I have already ordered one of those and I'm waiting on it. I got new O-rings for the coolant radiator hose, the lower radiator hose. Super dumb how these work. They literally run off of a O-ring system and it clips together. Same with the intercooler here. I need to order a new intercooler boot because somebody had a genius idea of fixing it with electrical tape. I'm sure that ran great. And then one other thing I need to do is this thing was throwing a turbo vane sensor code. So I'm gonna do that before I get this truck started. Also need to run the downpipe on this truck, which I have somewhere. I have a 3-inch downpipe. Oh, it's a PPE downpipe sitting over there. Shout out to one of my buddies, Ryan Finner, Ry Cars, whatever he calls himself anymore. Oh yeah, I ran all the trans lines up from the trans, obviously, and then this is a trans line that goes from the radiator to the trans cooler. This goes in the top of the radiator here. So there's just a few things left to do. I need to run the DSP5 switch, which I need to order still. All right, guys, so this is the rear of the transfer case. It's actually upside down right now. So the hole is right here. It's just cracked and absolutely blown through. So this thing probably didn't even have fluid in it when I bought the truck. Didn't really matter because the rear drive shaft actually broke at the U-joint between the drive shaft and the axle. What I want to do is just explain what happened to this thing. It's absolutely crazy. This is blown to pieces in here, and the guy I took it to actually had to destroy some of the pieces in here to get it apart. When I bought the truck, it was wrecked. I'll just show you on the Suburban. It was wrecked on the driver's side, but in the rear. What happened was a semi came and smashed the donor truck, and the axle was actually pushed forward on the donor truck about 3 or 4 inches. So when this truck got in the wreck, the rear axle actually got pushed forward. The drive shaft got jammed up into the transfer case. The rear output shaft, it was supposed to be sticking out about 1 inch from the rear tail housing on this transfer case, and it got pushed into the transfer case and blew apart the oil pump So these pieces were literally just floating around in there. This thing's all bent to... So the axle tube on the rear axle, this is an 11.5-inch AAM axle from a Duramax. One of the biggest axles you can get, was bent. The axle tube was bent and the drive shaft U-joint blew apart, and actually the drive shaft came off of the rear axle, but it still got pushed up in here. So far we had to hammer the yoke off of the end of the output shaft in the transfer case. This is just crazy stuff. So I'm really glad I got the transfer case rebuilt for the Suburban swap. There's no way we could use this. Absolutely destroyed tail housing. And the guy that rebuilt this said he's never seen one this bad, but he was able to go through everything in there, make it perfectly good, put some new parts in there, a new pump rub kit, and we are good to go with the TK. So stay tuned to this Suburban swap. We're getting very, very close on this thing. I am getting very excited again. It just kind of put me in the wrong direction with the whole motivation for this build. I don't really have the garage space to do this. It's honestly a lot more to take on than I thought it would be. I'm really glad I'm doing this though. I cannot wait till this is done because I have some cool videos planned when it is done. We're gonna do a starlight headliner. We've got rock lights ready to go for this thing. All kinds of stuff planned for this. I'd really want to put it on matching wheels to my single cab or something similar so we can have both of them doing some cool stuff together, maybe some burnout videos very soon. So I really appreciate you guys staying tuned to the Nasty Nate channel, staying tuned to the builds, all that kind of stuff, because there's messages all the time like, hey, what's going on with the Suburban? Is it still, you know, is it still going? Is the project still going? Are you still working on it? Are you still working on the Chevy? Can I buy it? All kinds of questions like that. So I'm super stoked to have you guys, your whole fan base, everything like that. Huge following, huge shout out to everybody that comments on my stuff, follows all the stuff that I post, and on Instagram, on YouTube, all kinds of stuff like that. So I really do appreciate you guys. You guys know that. I hope you know that. It really does mean a lot, and I am very, very excited to get this thing running for you guys and hopefully do a lot of cool things, go to some cool shows with both of the trucks, both of the LBZs. And I guess all I can say is stay tuned to the Nasty Nate channel. This thing's gonna be running very soon, so make sure you stay tuned to the Suburban build. And we'll catch you in the next one.